Hi guys, and welcome back to another plot review. So we're here again, of course, on my server on DakrCraft. The IP is in the description. We're actually here on Creeperj04's plot. So if you guys actually go, do your /warp p, and then what you do is you can do ph, and this one's :2, and then just type in Creeperj04, and that'll bring you right here. So it actually brings you right to here. It's got some recommended settings and stuff. It's like this orcish town. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. It's just unique. I love seeing stuff like this because it's just different, and different things are really cool. So this one I just had to show you guys. It's a 9 out of 10 plot as well, so there's a couple of little improvements that you can do. It's really minor stuff, really. I love these pressure pads though. People need to do that more, especially on this kind of stuff. And this is using the brown carpet just in a certain biome. So there's like tiny little details like that. Just make it good. Loads of mushrooms as well, all around. It's just really cool. It's just unique. I also really like how it's kind of swampy. What I would have liked to see is just random little bits. Like down here, you could have easily done some flowers or something. So even bits could actually survive here somehow. Make it look like there is still beauty in the world. It's just like hidden or something like that. So I'll leave that one there so that he gets an idea. That would be really, really cool to see. We've got some more little huts here. They're very simple. Axe. There we go. I can also do a wooden shield as well using the wheel meta as well. That always works. But I mean, just have a look at the terrain. The terrain itself is really cool. You've got some heads and spikes, just as orcs love. They love their heads and spikes. I'm not really too sure how you get down to here either. And the terrain itself is really weird. And it's a little bit, some of it's around here. So I'll go through like the comments that I think would make it look better. Stuff like using enviro slabs on these bits, just to make it look a little bit better. I can find it now. So like over here, for example, just to make this a little bit smoother, just use like enviro slabs like that. Even if it is just this moss one, and then obviously you can change the ones that you can change. I think that would work really, really well, just to make this a little bit smoother. Also would add to a little bit of the moss that you've got around here, because I think like this bit here, I know it's on the edge of the plot, but it feels a little bit square. So that would just add to it, even if it was just like around on these bits like that or something, but with your enviro slabs. But apart from that, I love the detail, but I would have just a couple tiny, tiny little bits of detail like, oh, that's the actual beginning. Yeah, tiny little flowers and things. If you ever look at Shadows of Mordor, that's probably the best one to actually have a look at. It has like the herbs and things that are around in that area, and it just looks really cool. I like this though. But yeah, definitely do something like that. So this would go to somewhere. When we get to here, I mean, look at all this. This is great. Detail, you got a nice big fire thing. Got a nice like hut as well. All the huts really work. I think that's maybe flat, maybe a bit too flat. I'm not too sure. But there you go. So there's just like tons of detail. There's also like all of this. I love how the weed has been used as well. Lots of lily pads, and if anyone's wondering what this is part of the Better Foliage mod. So I get to see these as well. So that always helps. But there we go. If we have a look at the actual town itself up here, there you go. We've got more of these like meat pits. I think the meat pit is the best thing to call them. Hanging meat right next to your... Actually, I think it's a butcher house rather than a... Or is this where you'd sleep? Well, you could sleep there, couldn't you? Unlucky, but... they're pretty cool, I think. I think there could be a tiny little bit more detail in these. But I think it's really difficult to actually detail it. I don't know what you could add. I like this, though. That's very cool. That is very, very cool. I think did I steal that? I think I've stolen that from someone else's plot as well. I've used this one. I say steal, but... I always credit people if I remember what they're called. So, like this, there's a little bit too empty. I don't know what else orcish people would have, but probably banners and things. They might be quite tribal. And this one has some weird plants. And then we got the actual orc's hut type thing, the orc chief, who's actually made some wood. So this is very, very empty. I wouldn't expect too much from him. But obviously, like, people sleep down there. There we go up. For some reason, I was struggling on this ladder. There it is. Up here as well, we've got like swords, weapons and stuff, and then right on the top floor, I think this could have just a little bit more beams. I'm not too sure how good the thatch would be holding everything up, but it's very cool, isn't it? It like overlooks everything. Then you got all of these as well intermingled, which look really good, as well as yay, the new fish. Look at that. That looks awesome. Actually, looks brilliant. Cool. Love that. That's good. Loads of mushrooms. Maybe the actual path itself, I think doesn't quite fit with this type of podzol. I think it does there, but some of them don't quite work. Maybe even mixing in the other biome type, you know, the other one that's, if I find it quickly. I think that one would probably work better because it just works a little bit better for the grass. But it depends because it's quite leafy around here. It's just that because there's leaves on those, it feels like there should be trees that have been trampled down. Whereas the other one, the podzol one, could just be like dirt with twigs and stuff in it. That's one thing I would say, just to add it in. But I think this is really, really cool. I possibly could add in like tiny little barricades or something. I'm not really too sure though, but it's interesting. It's a really cool plot. But if you guys have got any suggestions as well on how to make him get up to a 10 out of 10, I think it's just going to be the tiniest details, like the kind of like Shadows of Mordor type stuff, which is tiny little flowers and tiny little bushes. One of the ones that would be really good for it would, of course, be, if I can find this, there we go, stuff like, not that one. Stuff like, let's try this one again. Like these around, just like tiny bits like that, because that makes it look a little bit thicker. But also has like the berries on it, so it makes it look quite interesting, especially around like these bits. And there you go, you can see some fire. So there's like minor details like that that kind of show up. Again, Envirus Lab would not fix it there, because that's actually hell biome. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. So, you know, like little bits like that do show up. I've noticed them in this one, which is a bit of a shame, but apart from that, it's really good. Another thing that can be used is, of course, some people don't realise this, to make the banks look a little bit more interesting. I think I'd probably recommend using the snow layer. If you go to, there you go, sky, and things like that, you get the ash. So ashes could be used as well, just to make like little piles and things a little bit more interesting. You can make like little piles around here. Tiny detail. It's not a major thing at all, but I think that would just add a bit in. Other stuff as well, of course. A little bit more of the bones. So the actual bone. Let's grab this. There we go. Actual bone one there. Bone dirt could definitely work here. For like a pit that they've got. I don't know if there is one. I couldn't find one quickly. I think he's used the mycelium, which is really interesting to use because you don't see it that often, but maybe just have a couple of those around, as well as like a couple bones with the pressure plate around would be quite interesting. But I think that would just add, again, it's like minor detail type things. But it did get a 9 out of 10, which is really, really high anyway, especially for a weird style. But I really like it. I really think it looks really cool. It's just unique. It's just brilliant and unique. So massive shout out to Creeperj04. And who is that? Invader. But anyway, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the walkthrough. If you guys want to come and check it out, feel free to jump on the server and check it out for yourselves. If not, just, you know, obviously watch this video. But thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one.